Thank you very much, Andy. Good evening, hello, and welcome to the Party Poker Mosconi Cup 2020. The stage has now been set over the last decade. 8 years of European dominance was followed by 2 consecutive wins from USA. So will it be the American three-peat or retribution for Europe? It's time to find out. And introducing first, welcoming into the Coventry Rico Arena, Team Europe! Defending 2 times Mosconi Cup champions, Team USA! Leading them out, their captain, he's a Mosconi Cup winner, he's an American Youth Water legend who can only be Jeremy. And their vice captain, by the way, he works out the most felt man in all of world pool, Joey Ray. And their competitors, Shane, Van Dolen, Corey, Jude, Tyler, Woodward, Billy, Thorpe, and Chris Robinson.
Here we go, the first of 5 matches for you, all live, all uninterrupted, and all in the company of Alison Fisher. And first up, good evening to Phil Yates.
Andy, thank you very much indeed. What an intro in more ways than one. So, all of the talking is over, and some of the talking has been rather heated. There's a genuine rivalry here, and that really does add to proceedings. Spices things up if that were needed. The Party Poker Mosconi Cup is officially underway, and I'm absolutely delighted to say, joining me in the commentary box is Alison Fisher. She's won tournaments, you know, from Minnesota to Miami, from Philly to Phoenix. Welcome, Alison.
Thank you, Phil. It's lovely to see you after all these years, and what an event to come back to.
The Mosconi Cup really is one on its own. It generates an atmosphere that is truly unique, and over the next 4 nights we hope to bring you plenty of sporting entertainment. Fans across Europe will be watching this with bated breath, and
number 1
also
Team
greetings
Europe,
to all of our friends across the pond. Let battle commence.
Well, we got out. First up, Joshua Filler. I think that's a nice choice to start. See if we can get a rack under the belt. And this part of the night is really about feeling the table out and getting your feet wet. So it's nice to have a team event for the first part. Everyone playing 1 rack each. Well, the 3's tied up, so that makes it a little tricky. I don't believe it goes by the 7 ball at the end there. But he's certainly got a shot on the 1 if he wants to take it. Just a little thin safety shot here. Oh, got a double kiss. And that worked out for him, I must say.
Yeah, in the end, very fortunate.
Yeah.
You know, filler by name, but certainly not filler by nature. You stick him down very high on any team list. And so too, Skylar Woodward, the man who potted the decisive 9-ball last year.
And he's left with probably a 2-rail kick shot, unless he can squeeze by. It looks like he can squeeze by, so it's a 1-rail kick shot. Wow, he nearly made that. You know, in the beginning of a match, brand new cloth, a lot more slippery, so it really is just feeling it out. Like I said earlier, never easy off the bat, that's for sure. Oh, that's a beautiful shot. Played at the right speed there by Filler, so this could be first blood to Europe. So let's see what he's got. Is he going forward or is he going backwards? I think high left English here. You see the new cloth, it sort of died off the rail there, and that was probably his hesitancy with that shot.
Extension, please.
A little tester here. You've seen him make millions of these shots, but let's see. First rack. How's he hitting them? Beautiful shot. Whoa, 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 whoa. So that got away from him. Not quite low enough, and like I said, the cloth is very slippery at the moment.
Well, as soon as he made contact with a 5, he was convinced he was fine, and then stopped in his tracks, literally.
Yeah, he put some low left English on it, but the English didn't really grab there, so, and that's what happens with these new cloths. Again, I think he can Sky slice that down the rail there? Can you see that edge? I think he can. So Josh is going to be a little bit disappointed to have got to the table there and not cleaned up.
Not a clean rack by any means, but they all count equally.
Yeah, this is some nerves first off the bat. No crowd, so it's very interesting. All with their own thoughts there, nobody to bounce off. Oh my word, look at that.
Well, first impression here, what a fluke. What a fluke that was. If that's an indication of European fortunes, start the engraving process.
Yes, start the engraving. I love that. Yeah, he's had 3 sort of lucky leaves there in a row. I'm sure this will help the rest of the team though. Off to a little start here, get that first game under the belt.
Team Europe get the desired start, but it was more by luck than it was by good play. That fluke, extraordinary. Phil is seeing the funny side. I'm sure the Americans don't quite have the same opinion.
Look at that, hit the jaw of the pocket, went straight up the corner, bounced off it. That was incredible how that happened.
Well, to be honest, Alison, I don't think I've ever seen a fluke quite like it. It bounced off the cushion, then applied the brakes and turned around and went in.
I know, and usually it just slides straight down that rail if it's going in, so that was kind of interesting. Oh, and we've got Shane up next. Shane Van Boening up next. The heavyweight of the American team, the person with probably the most Mosconi appearances under his belt. Nevertheless, a lot of pressure on his shoulders.
And it seems to me in the Mosconi Cup how Shane Van Boening
Rack
performs
number 2.
individually
Team USA
greatly influences the team
Europe
outcome. If he's on form, Team USA are flying. If not, they're vulnerable.
Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of weight on Shane's shoulders, but I have to say the last couple of years with USA winning he's become more of a team player because he's had a really good team behind him and a lot of good coaching work, I believe. So he's got into it a lot more and he's become more of a team player.
So that's a dry break. And let me tell you, folks, we're not hyping this. There is genuine feeling between the two players involved in this match. Shane van Boening and Jason Shaw. It's a bitter rivalry at the moment.
Yeah, if anyone tuned into the press conference yesterday, they would have seen that.
Push out.
Well, on social media recently, Jason described the American team as snakes.
Yes. Not sure what to say about that. There's lots of comments, that's for sure.
Show your option.
All I can say is that over the years, in many a big tournament, Shane van Boening has struck like a cobra.
Yes, absolutely. He's been fantastic. He's a great all-round player, Shane. He's the most dominant American player, that's for sure. But Jason's a great shot maker. And there was a lovely shot there, the safety shot. And obviously Shane didn't fancy that, you know, playing that shot. So he's left with a tricky two-rail kick here.
This is best of 21, a race to 11. We've had one rack so far, and already you can feel the tension out there.
Well, that was actually a really nice shot. He played a little bit of left spin to hold the cue ball in place after contacting the one. And like I said, it's a bit tricky just coming out into an arena and playing on a match table. You're just getting the feel for it. Oh, that's a very nice shot. Really nice combo there from Jason.
He's one of those players who sees the shots so instinctively. It's a 30-second shot clock in operation in this year's Mosconi Cup. It will not affect him in the slightest.
No, he's a quick, fluid player, great shot maker. And look at his speed control there, so he's got a nice feel for this table quite quickly, and I know his adrenaline is pumping and he really wants to beat Shane. And you need players like that to keep the team on a roll with that good energy. Nice little angle on the 3, just to bounce in and out of the rail for an angle on the 4 to get on the 6. Nice shot. He looks nice and calm and loose out there. I was wondering after the press conference comments how he would be feeling out here, you know. But it seems he's very much under control.
Well, being confrontational in front of the media can have one of two effects. It can fire you up, or it can fire up the other guy.
Exactly. Well, this couldn't have been a better start for Jason, that's for sure.
A little closer to the side cushion with the cue ball than he would have wanted.
Yeah, he's taking his time there. He's taking the right amount of time to make sure of his shot. Nice shot.
The man they call Eagle Eye, living up to his reputation there. Good pot on the 9. It was one of those that could have possibly been rattled, but it would have been surprising, especially from such a phenomenal potter as Jason Shaw.
Yeah, he really made that look easy. It was that lovely start with the combination and got him rolling there. Everything else was out in the open and he made some great shots.
As As I said before, it's only a single rack, but that really has set the table in many respects. You know, the first match tomorrow night is the fans' choice singles match. It's a public poll online, and I would not be surprised at all, knowing the pool-loving public, if it wasn't Shane van Boening against Jason Shaw.
I'm in agreement with you, but you definitely think that, but I guess they're watching to see what happens. I don't know when that decision is made exactly, if it's already been made or not.
The combo was one of those. I try and maybe play safe and bang the one down, but I know it's a big pocket if I get the 7.
Dayton, they're from Dayton.
But they're looking at, you know, they're probably watching how Shane's looking, how he's trying to suss out how he's feeling. And obviously they want to put who's comfortable out
Rack
there
number 3,
on that table.
Team Europe to break.
But it's only the beginning, it's only the
Two
first
games,
rack
2-0.
for Shane. So.
And now a man with ice running through his veins, Albin Ouschan from Austria. What a player he is.
He actually is one of the most composed players on the team, so I'm excited to see what he's going to bring to this year's Mosconi. Ooh, a dry break. That's not what he wanted. Not what anyone wants.
Yes, they haven't sussed out the break yet. They will. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah, definitely. You're always watching that wing ball where it's going.
Ouschan's opponent is the wild card, the X factor in this tournament. The man who's done least on an individual basis, but he's highly regarded by his team captain Jeremy Jones, and that is the Californian Chris Robinson.
Yeah, I've known Chris for a few years now. He was part of the Atlantic Cup Challenge team and represented the US on a junior level. And over the last few years, he's just been gaining experience all over the place, practicing his heart out, and he's really put a lot into the game. And I think Jeremy picked him because when they did their training camps, you know, he performed the best. So there's good reason for it, and he has a great temperament. That's a beautiful shot played by Albin. He really stroked that nicely and landed perfectly on the two.
Ouschan comes from a famous pool-playing family. You know his sister very well, of course.
Absolutely, yeah. Jasmine Ouschan. She won the World 10 Ball Championship years back in when it was played in Manila, I believe. I was actually there commentating that match.
He's actually played for Austria with his sister in the World Cup. They didn't win that year, but he has subsequently won the World Cup in partnership with Mario He. So in a team environment, I'll tell you what, Ouschan is cracking.
Yes, absolutely. He's a great doubles partner. As you said with Mario He, they've won a couple of the World Masters events, and he's looking really calm out there. And he's always a good, reliable player. So I think, you know, he didn't make a ball on the break, but it didn't hurt him. And then Chris didn't play a terrible shot. It's just that he really got a good strike on that ball down the rail. He's looking very composed. That was a nice shot. He always looks so calm, like nothing rattles him. I don't know if that's the way he's feeling inside, though, Phil.
Well, having seen him play an awful lot in very pressurised situations, I would say he does feel like that inside. He's one of those players who's got the ability to be calm when the situation would suggest he would be in turmoil.
Yeah, he's 30 years old, and he is the 2016 World Pool Champion. So he has a ton of experience behind him too. You know, most of the European team, most of them are world champions, I think. They've played all over Euro tours, over in Asia. They've been all around.
And they're just about to make the picture-perfect start. Joshua Filler's outrageous fluke got the ball rolling. After that, it's been all Europe so far. They lead 3-0, 2 more racks and they get the first point on the board. Welcome back to the first evening of the always highly anticipated Party Poker Mosconi Cup. At the moment, Europe are looking good. 3-0 up in the team match.
Europe leading 3 games
Next
to
up
nothing.
for
Team USA.
Team USA, it is Billy Thorpe.
Wow, he just met. Oh, that's. Oh, the 2-ball rolled a little too far there. But that 1-ball sure took its time going in. A bit of relief that it's still at the table, I'm sure.
In terms of conditions, my one take so far, Alison, has been that this table is extremely fast.
Yes, I actually talked with the players earlier, and I was told that because they have heaters under the table, practice room is so different, the lights dry the table out, and it makes it a lot faster than the conditions they're used to playing on in the practice room. So, well, that was a really nice shot from Billy. That's a beautiful shot. He sure did get the speed of the table quickly there, didn't he? He's put Kaci in a lot of trouble here. This is a tricky one to get safe on. It's one thing hitting the ball 2 rails, but it's another thing getting the 2-ball safe.
Attention, please.
Possibly try and make it in the side pocket. Come off around the back of the 2. Or the corner, how about that? Beautiful. Oh my word. What a shot.
You know, I was watching Kaci practice this afternoon, and some of the doubles and combinations and indeed kicks he was pulling off. After seeing him this afternoon, I'm not surprised he did that, although it was stellar.
That was a crazy shot, but that just shows you he's motivated and trying to keep the momentum of his team going, Team Europe.
So far we've seen players representing Germany, Scotland and Austria. Kaci proudly represents Albania.
Bit short there, but still got a good shot. Whether he chooses to use the second rail or not, he could roll it or he can go up and down the table. Just depends how he feels with the speed. But he would like to have been a little bit further over from that 4-ball. Make sure there's no clothing fouls.
Foul. Foul.
We have
Touch
John
foul,
Lehman, our
107.
referee.
Short.
Called a clothing foul. Now that hurts, that's for sure.
I'm not surprised that happened, you know, because even before he was fully down on the shot, he was extremely close.
Yeah. He's going to be very upset that he did that. That's a mistake. Big mistake. Totally in your control. But that's what I said, he came a little bit short up off the 4-ball there. He would have liked to have been a few inches further up the table. Very disappointing though, because he looked totally in control of that rack. And Billy is going to take advantage of that huge mistake by Kaci there.
Well, Kaci will feel aggrieved, but John Lehman was in the perfect place to see whether any infraction had occurred.
Absolutely, he was doing his job and he did a good job. He was in the right place at the right time, and that's where referees should be. A little bit close to the work there. Left himself a tricky little cut, stretched out over the table, but I expect Billy to make this. It's but it's a big shot for Team USA. Nice shot.
You know, as commentators, we always look for potential turning points. Is that one of them? Kaci was in to win the rack, but the shirt touched the ball, and the rest, well, that was all America.
Yeah, he's got to be really disappointed with that, because that's, you just stay up. You don't need to get that low, you know. Or he could have got the bridge out. There's ways around it, and I'm just, I'm really surprised at that.
Yeah, but I deserve to get a shot after how good of a safe I played.
There's no doubt in my mind John Lehman is a very experienced referee who's also a fine actor, by the way.
Yes, I heard that. I didn't realise that he's an actor.
Appeared in Sex and the City,
Yep.
Sopranos.
Yep, he's
Yep.
done many things.
Absolutely, and he's a really good official, so there's no doubt in my mind that he made the right call there.
Yeah, and it's not about moving the ball, it's about being on the ball, whether that ball moves or not.
So is that just a temporary blip for the Europeans, or have we seen a pivotal moment? We'll soon find out.
Well, it looks like, have we got Fedor coming up next? Fedor, I should say, Fedor Gorst. He's the rookie of the team, but he is a world champion himself. 2019 world pool champion.
Well, he was the player who qualified off the rankings. The other 4 Europeans have been hand-picked by the captain and vice-captain. He's a real talent to win the World 9-Ball Championship at such a tender age. You just know he is.
Rack number 5.
Absolutely, I'm excited to see him play.
Leading 3-1, and Team Europe to break.
And again, he was in the Atlantic Club Challenge Juniors a few years ago. That's where I first saw him. Well, he made a couple of balls on the break there, but he's not left himself a good lead. But see how the one ball travels up and over the corner pockets? But he's unfortunate that the 8 ball came in there. I'm not sure if he can squeeze by to make one. I'm not sure he can go deep enough on that rail behind the 8 ball. He may be able to. It's hard to tell from here. Yeah, made it look easy. Nice bit of right-hand spin there. Made the cue ball come out from the rail.
Not the first Russian to play in the Mosconi Cup. Konstantin Stepanov
please.
also represented Europe, but already at the age of 20, as Alison said, the most successful Russian, I think, in the history of the game, purely by winning that World 9-Ball Championship. That gives him that accolade.
Ooh, that was a surprise. That was a surprise. Because the 9-ball made that a bigger pocket in a way, but he hit it so wide. Because he could have hit the other rail and made he could have hit the rail and made it off the 9. If anything, you favour that side of the ball.
And his opponent is Deuel, the 11th hour replacement for Justin Bergman. He has got bags of experience.
Absolutely. You know, Corey's been here many times and played in the Mosconi Cup. And he's very excited and thrilled to be here. Obviously, sad for Justin Bergman, but this is like a bonus to be called at the last minute. It doesn't matter, you know, he hasn't been playing as much, but he's got no pressure on him in some ways. This is just a wonderful opportunity. That was a nice shot played by Corey there. Nice little combo. And I think he's going to be really relaxed. I think he's going to surprise a lot of people in this event. He's one of the older ones of the team, isn't he?
He is. Only 3 players, Johnny Archer, Earl Strickland and Shane Van Boening, have competed in more Mosconi Cups for USA than Deuel.
Well, this isn't looking good for Europe, is it? They've suddenly, that mistake by Kaci, and then Fedor missing that 2-ball is really costing them now. So this gives the Americans a nice little advantage back. Momentum has changed.
As it so often does when you have a mistake like Kaci's, which is not really something you can foresee. But I must say, I think everyone in the arena was very surprised when Fedor Gorst missed the 2-ball. Not just missed it, but missed it by so much. He timed it very poorly indeed. I was looking actually at the faces of his teammates, and Jason Shaw in particular was flabbergasted.
Yeah, totally unexpected. But again, it might be a little bit of nerves. He struck it like slowly coming back there. You know, had plenty of time, but just misaimed it. Or is it the slippery cloth? But he'll be making adjustments in his mind of what he needs to do next time when he gets back to the table, that's for sure.
Well, one thing we know already, it's going to be a tighter team match than the one that launched last year's Mosconi Cup. USA won that one 5-1. And of course, it laid an early foundation for the ultimate victory.
What do you say?
Yeah, the team part is getting your feet wet, getting used to the conditions. You know, there's going to be a little bit of disappointment on the European side. Started off like a train, but with a bit of luck, of course, in the beginning. And now we've got Sky, who's a
Rack number
very
6,
laid-back
current
person.
scores 3-2 in favor
He's
of
played
Team
very
Europe.
well in the last
Team
couple of
USA to
Mosconi
break.
Cups. Well, he made a nice break, but unfortunately he didn't get a shot on the 2-ball. So this will be a push out. But a tricky one.
Woodward has contributed so much to the last 2 American victories in the Mosconi Cup. The only difference this year, he's got a lot more hair on top and also on the chin.
And at the back. Yes, he was determined to come with a mullet this year, as was Billy.
Looks like one of those 18th century buccaneers.
I know, he does, certainly does. I think it ages him a little bit.
Your option, sir.
I think the fluke that Joshua Filler had in the first rack aged him, definitely.
For sure. So he pushed out, and Team Europe have put him back in because it really is quite unpleasant. I'm not sure if he can cross bank this or not. But knowing Sky, he's got something up his sleeve. I tried the cross bank, came up short. And he's one of the greatest bankers, that's for sure. Well, that was a tricky one. And he's left maybe a carom, I think, off the 2-ball to make the 4. And push the 2 down to the corner pocket. Yeah, it's a nice shot.
He's such a brilliant potter, Filler, that you don't expect him to miss from this situation.
Whoa, look at that speed on that ball. That was always a little bit tricky. So the question is he going to jack up with low on the ball and try and slide by the 4 or bump into the 4? He's played out the side of it. He's left himself a tough cut down the rail, but it looks like it's on the rail. But really, no shot phases him. But he is a bit hampered by that 7-ball there. Nice shot. He made that look really easy.
Yeah, that's the thing with him. He never plays too complex position because he doesn't need to. He always backs himself when it comes to pure potting.
It's unbelievable, his skill level.
Attention, please.
I'm sure his wife Pia is eagerly watching at home. They're usually always together. Oh, ouch. That was a bad miss. We're talking about the incredible shot maker and he missed that. It was a blind cut back, a little tricky. But I don't expect Sky to miss from here.
Well, the irony of it. Filler, of course, fluked the 6 ball in their first rack, but he misses the 6 ball in this one. And in just a moment, I think it's going to be team match parity.
Well, this is really what you want, isn't it, for the start of the Mosconi Cup? There we go.
The cheer goes up. The USA are back on level terms. What a turnaround. Remember, Europe led 3-0. Now, though, this opening team match is anyone's.
You want a break? Derek, break, right?
Look at that. That was a little shocking, and he's very disappointed looking back at that, and you see his face in the chair just now. Just got away from him. And Sky can't believe what just happened. That was like a little gift there.
Yes, from the Commonwealth of Kentucky, Paducah, Kentucky, to be precise. And isn't it amazing, you know, as soon as Kaci, as soon as his shirt touched that ball, you just got the feeling things would turn around.
Absolutely. It's like a little bit of punishment, isn't it, really? You make a mistake like that, and really, I mean, it costs a couple of games in a way. I mean, it's ironic, but this is the way it goes, the ebbs and the flows of the game of pool.
And they say, of course, that the balls don't forgive or forget. There are inanimate objects, but they don't forgive.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a strange game. It's a big mind game, so
Rack number 7.
we've got to see. Obviously, USA are a little more relaxed
Team
now,
Europe.
looking at them,
Break.
and a little more tension on Europe, I think. Whoa, and Jason's going to be really disappointed. He played a nice, powerful break there, but just missed a couple of balls going in, and he's not at the table. He's given up to the USA team. Usually the game is all about the break, but as we've seen in the last few games, there's been quite a few mistakes. You know, just sort of easy errors for the standard of these players.
One of the things I love about pool is the terminology, and one of the phrases I particularly like, road map. When
Yes.
there's an easy rack on after the break, it's a road map, and I think this falls into that category.
I think so.
Especially when SVB is at the table.
Definitely. His skill level is fantastic, and obviously he'll want to punish Jason a bit for the last game they had. A little tricky. Is
Attention,
he
please.
slightly the wrong side of the 3?
Thank you.
He has to cut it a little bit. But it should be fine to get back on the 4 ball for him. Nice shot. Thin cut on the 4. You can go inside or outside here, right hand spin or left spin, just a choice in how you feel at the table. I think that was a nice shot to play just because of the speed of the table. Sometimes you can lose it if you go 2 rails. You see how fast it is? You overrun it a little bit, but shouldn't pose any problem.
And that's even with the application of check side. It's a really great service. If you're playing well, it must be a delight to play on. If you're a little nervous, oh, I think it accentuates the nerves.
Yeah, it can punish you, that's for sure. And he's a nice shot there. That looks like a good speed to just stun over for the 8-ball in the corner pocket. This is just what Shane needed too, I think. Taking his time, making sure. And putting USA into a lead, it's looking like.
Excellent stuff from Shane van Boening. It is a team tussle transformation. Europe 3-0 ahead. Now, though, they are 4-3 behind and staring at defeat.
There and see what happens.
Rack number 8. Current score is.
And what a story it would be if the first American point was supplied by the newcomer, Chris Robinson.
It's going to be a little bit disappointing. But it seemed like a heavy hit, didn't it? Nothing really opened up as well as the others have been. But he's left a possible combination on here, which I think they're going to have to take on. You know, the thing about pool is it is a very offensive game. Unless you've got a really, you know, obvious safety shot, it's totally offensive. So you have to go for whatever you're given there. That was one thing I learned coming from snooker. It's a different mindset.
You soon picked it up, though. Maybe 6 months and you were winning everything.
Quick learner. I got off to a good start. I was very fortunate. Well, Albin missed that by quite a bit, but has come out quite well there. And it looks like Chris can't see the one at all. So the question is, what way does he go? And I think you've got to be offensive and go one rail down table to try and make it in the corner, because then you possibly left a shot on the 2-ball too. and there's no obvious safety going 2 rails off the back cushion.
Oh, great view of the table there. It looked as though the cue ball might just drift in behind the 3. It has not.
Yeah, it just keeps going and going, doesn't it? It's surprising.
Extension, please.
So with these conditions, is he going to try and play that one because it's super fast a table? It's not one where you could just play low right-hand spin and just drift it in. And there's a lot of balls in the way of going straight up and down the table. So is he going to play a safety here, or is he going to go for it? Oh, very nice. Very nice. Played it a little bit of inside English, left English, and managed to cannon into the 4 and hold for the 2. It's a beautiful shot.
Is this going to be only the 3rd time in the last 10 years that the opening team match in the Mosconi Cup has gone hill-hill?
That would be nice. I can't even imagine the tension in the room if that happens. He really seems to have it together with the speed of the table, his control, emotional control. He's really a solid pick for the European team for sure. You see Fedor in the background trying to keep warm. I think it's a little chilly in the arena.
Yeah, I think Joshua Filler is the same as well. They've gone literally cold, as the team have gone figuratively cold.
Yes. Well, can Albin warm them up? Oh, that was a really hard shot to play. Lots of left-hand English. Hit it smooth, but he didn't negotiate the shot there very well. That was a tough shot, though.
Now, performing well, performing with distinction in the training camp is one thing. Can Chris Robinson deliver in the heat of battle?
It looks like he played that little nudge on the 8, and he has a possible combination here. 6 onto 7 ball. Do you think that noise got him there, the shot clock?
Well, it happened on his previous shot as well. The beeps come in with 5 seconds left to alert the players that they're close to a time foul. Maybe, because of course he's not used to it.
Yeah, and it's a different feeling playing in a team event as opposed to individual event. That was nice. He played that dead weight to the end rail. Really good speed there. So the question is, does Chris go for this long bank? Because it's not it'll be a tricky safety, that's for sure. I think you've got to go all in here. And he made it. Nice shot. Really nice shot. Can he get through? Do we have that view? And he can. Look, he's got a shot on the 7 ball. Nicely played. He used the speed of a table there. Playing the rails. Oh, he'd be relieved if he gets this one under his belt, that's for sure.
We're on the brink of quite a statement. What a start by the defending Party Poker Mosconi Cup champions. They were 3-0 down in the team match to Europe, but then winning 5 consecutive racks. A comeback completed by young Chris Robinson.